Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 8 of the Area Forge Gamecast, and with me, I have my co-host, as always, so far, Steve. How you doing on this snowy day? We all snowed in. You know what? I skipped over myself. My name is Preston Blake. If you guys haven't seen the past episodes yet, and with me, I have my co-host Steve, as always. Yeah, back to what I was saying before. I'm not gonna say everybody snowed in. I am in PA, West PA, so I guess the snow hasn't really. I'm like at the edge of the storm, but I know everybody on the coast, in Jersey and PA, Philadelphia and New York is snowed in pretty bad. But how is it over there where you are in Jersey right now?
It's looking like I got a foot out there, so.
I think I'm like a little under a foot, but not bad over here. Just a foot though?
Yeah, I think it's worse closer to the ocean. But I think it's supposed to stop around 4, so I'll probably be out there shoveling. So.
Okay. Well, if you didn't see my post already before I went live, we have at least 2 streams today. This podcast, and we are streaming Rainbow Six Extraction right after this, a little after this, around 2 p.m. Hopefully sooner than later. And we're gonna have another special co-host with us. Well, special guest playing along with us, since it's a 3-man squad for Rainbow Six Extraction, which is a very intriguing game so far. But we'll get into that a little later. But for now, we have only two gaming news today, which is both coming from IGN. One of them is Xbox reportedly making a Monster Hunter exclusive, and the other one is Steam Deck. Valve officially released the Steam Deck's official release date, which is starting February. So, for those of you who have pre-ordered the Steam Decks, I advise you to listen on. Yeah, same here. So that's coming very soon, and I'm pretty excited for that too. But let's get into our first news today. From IGN article. The IGN article is from Joe Scribbles. Scrabbles? Yeah, Scrabbles. Xbox reportedly working on a Monster Hunter-like exclusive with Halo Infinite co-developers. People that reportedly did the maps and previous Halo maps as well. So Xbox is reportedly making a Monster Hunter like exclusive, codenamed Project. Oh my gosh, and I proofread this shit too. Still couldn't figure out what that is. Cetra? Is that Citra? Cetra? Suerte?
Yeah, it seems. I feel like it's more of like a Spanish Suerte
for people that don't know what I'm reading.
Yeah, Suerte, I think.
Yeah. With Halo Infinite co-developers, Certain Affinity. So, reported first by journalist Jeff Grubb and backed up by Windows Central, the new game has apparently been in development since 2020 and is slated for release in 2023 or 2024. According to Grubb, Microsoft actively courted developers for a game like Monster Hunter after deciding the Capcom series would be too expensive to add to Game Pass. Other details remain under wraps. Certain, I think that's how you pronounce their developing there, the name of the studio. Certain Affinity has worked previously as supported studio on Halo and Call of Duty series, and has particularly I can't fucking go today. Hold on, and has particularly speciality for multiplayer projects. Given that Monster Hunter is built somewhat around co-op bosses, it seems a neat fit. So, Xbox making a Monster Hunter exclusive just because the Capcom Monster Hunter franchise was too expensive to add a Game Pass after reportedly purchasing Blizzard Activision for $68.7 billion, which we haven't talked about yet, but a couple weeks ago, which is still the biggest news in recent gaming, if not one of the biggest purchases ever in gaming history. I wonder how much Capcom was Capcom. I don't even know if they're saying it's reportedly being too expensive for a game. I get it, for a game. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they was putting up a studio money offer. I don't know. It's like for a single game. Well, I guess for 2 games in this case, Monster Hunter World and possibly Rise. But Rise isn't on the console yet, right? That's just on PC and Switch.
I believe so. But also, it's kind of hard to compare if we don't know. Like, they don't release I guess numbers of other games that they put on Games Pass, like what they offer. Like, hey, you know, for a Hitman, like we'll give you X amount of money to have your service on our Game Pass, you know, for X amount of time. Like,
yeah,
they don't release those numbers, so it's kind of hard to, at least not that I've seen. So it's kind of hard to gauge. You know, I wonder how much is that much that they couldn't get Capcom to, you know, get on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's true. I'm thinking that it was probably enough to just make their own game, the same amount that it would cost to make their own exclusive, honestly. If not close enough for them to decide that, which is fine with me, man. You know, Monster Hunter has been in its own league for years, and I think other games I guess you could pretty much surround that comparison with is God Eater and Freedom Fall. I forgot the Vita game that I like so much. Freedom Fighters, I think. I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah, Godfall, which none of these games I'm saying is compared. That it's just the closest comparison I can make, but it isn't a Monster Hunter game at the end of the day. But since they've been in their own league for years, I think it's actually a good idea to make another type of game like that. I know Dauntless is another one. I almost forgot that was that's crossplay from Epic. But that's not really seeing the same revenue or audience that Monster Hunter is getting, obviously. But yeah, the new competition in the room when it comes to that genre, which I'm pretty excited for Xbox to have another exclusive that's somewhat like that. Even though Monster Hunter is not really an exclusive title because it's on all systems. But yeah, I like I like me some new IPs on the platforms. If it's exclusive or not doesn't really matter to me. But they was like, fuck it, I'll just make my own game like yours and hopefully do better. And I like that idea, honestly. So yes, it's copying possibly, but at the end of the day, who's not copying these days? If you're gonna copy, just make something a lot better, than what you copied off of. That's what I think.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of forget the name, but you've seen like that Pokemon spinoff where they have actual like guns. I forget the name of it.
Oh yeah, I just seen that yesterday. I forgot the name of it, but we don't even know if that's gonna be a real game or not when it does come out. But that does look amazing graphically.
I would love to see that come out, even though it looks ridiculous. I would love to see it come out just to have a true competitor to like Pokemon. Because Pokemon is just so all encompassing. It's like, let's get something else in here that maybe it's a little bit more adult.
Yeah, violent. Yeah,
and like, and also just compete, because like Game Freak just like does whatever the hell they want, all the time. And it may not be the best for, let's say, updating your game, forward progress. But I mean, I haven't played Arceus yet.
That's what I say. It's funny you say that because I just started playing last night. Well, the night before, but I really haven't played much of it yet. I'm like an hour and 20 minutes in so far, and I played a little bit more this morning before getting ready for this. And I am fucking shocked at what I'm witnessing. Story, the beginning, how it starts off, and just going into the gameplay for the first time. Without saying anything about stories, and I can't really judge the game obviously since I just started it, but from my impressions so far, I am very hyped to continue because for the first time in a while, I'm actually paying attention to the dialogue from these characters because they actually are a little more interesting than Sword and Shield, of course. Fucking Hop. But the gameplay, man, the freaking gameplay. I didn't even know this after watching a couple of videos from the trailers that they put out, but you can actually like run around in midst of battle, like while your Pokemon is like, it's still turn-based, but you can move around the battlefield that you're battling in while doing that. Like your character is just not sitting there waiting for your Pokemon is.
But it's not a static experience.
No, it's not at all. And Sword and Shield kind of, stepped it up a bit when it comes to that. Not as static as the previous titles like Hello Pikachu or Eevee or whatever, but this one you literally can like go on the other opponent's side while the guy that you're going against waiting, the trainer, and just run around. It's just interactive. You're not doing anything much, but the fact that the battlefield is just like you can just move around freely while your Pokemon is waiting for a command is cool too, because you can like see different angles of the attack as well, But I like that a lot.
Did they make the encounters like seamless, or did they still have the cutaway to? All right, now it's like
no, it's seamless.
You know what I mean?
It's seamless. Yes.
So it just happens in real time, and there's no cutaway to. All right, here's like battle now.
I can't. I can't talk for any like special moves from the Pokemon because I haven't witnessed any higher moves when it comes to like a lot of damage and stuff, or something that's more like a solar beam cannon or something like that, something exaggerated. But just the regular attacks and stuff is seamless. Like there's no cutscene for your Pokemon or whatever. But I would like to see them still have that in there. The exaggerated powerful moves as its own cutscene, or as a choice. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's seamless for the most part, and I really do enjoy that free, that non-static battle feel that you're engaged in when you're, battling a trainer. But story is very interesting to start off. It really did surprise me how it started off because I was not expecting it from all the trailers that came out. It had me in a mindset that it was just gonna be this and that's it, and then it grows from there. No, it literally flips on the very beginning. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that, but you gotta play the beginning whenever you get a chance. When you focus on that game. But yeah, I'm excited to continue that. I know I changed this Xbox story to a Pokemon when we kept going on about similar games and stuff. But at the end of the day, that was pretty much it for the Xbox on my end. It's good to know that they just have the studios just waiting to just hey, you take this project and do this, I like that. So the fact that it can make new IPs just like on a flip if somebody denies them on Game Pass, I like that.
That's sort of also like with the acquisition, Blizzard is gonna make a new IP. There's rumors of that survival game.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
That's like one of the positive things I kind of took out of that whole business exchange there. Like I don't, not to get too deep into it, but I'm not a fan of like it seems like companies are starting to become monopolies.
Oh yeah,
so not really like a
consolidation.
Fan. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of all that, but
it's a double-edged sword.
It's like at least Blizzard, that was only ever known for MMOs and like Overwatch, right? Like they get to start branching out now, so it'd be cool to see that.
Yeah, man, as soon as Bobby Kotick get the hell up out of office, better, and as soon as this deal is closed, hopefully before the end of the year, even though they're saying it may take up to March next year. But we'll see. The future is bright for Xbox as it is, so win-win. Disclaimer, I am not an Xbox or PlayStation fanboy, for anybody that thinks I am. I just like either side on whatever innovative steps they may go on towards, that I'll promote and I'll enjoy, because if it's a pro consumer step, then I'm all for it. So So far, Xbox has been doing that a lot lately than PlayStation to me. PlayStation, I'd like their exclusives a lot, but other than that, I'm just on whatever side that's winning, or sometimes even both if both of them are winning in a way. Because I am excited about Horizon Zero Dawn next month and God of War this year. And amongst the other PlayStation exclusives like Sifu. Even though Sifu is coming out of Epic Games as well on PC, I'm gonna get it on PlayStation 5 anyways. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm just pro gamer all the way. I'm not on either side, fanboying out. But yeah,
I think all that's gonna start to die out eventually anyway. There isn't really gonna be like console wars like how it used to.
Well, with this exclusivity coming back up and the consolidations going around, it may go back to the way it was when it comes to just exclusives all over the place again. But Phil Spencer did report he's planning on keeping the Call of Duty franchise on PlayStation. We'll see how long for. He may have other bigger plans behind that with other IPs, but that's just for now, of course. We'll see what happens when management fully shifts over to Microsoft when it comes to the new people that's coming in when the deal is closed. But anything more to add to that before I continue?
Off the top of my head, no.
All right, we'll move on because I'm excited to talk about this one anyways. This is the Steam Deck news, and it's another article by IGN reporter Matt Kim. Steam Deck. So Steam Deck will go on sale starting February 25th, with the first batch of handhelds set to ship on February 28th. In a blog post, Steam says customers will begin getting invites shortly after 10 a.m. Pacific time on February 25th, and will have 3 days or 72 hours from the receipt of their order email. I didn't know if somebody was coming in or the wind was freaking. I got the window open a little. It was shaking the door. So yeah, 3 days or 72 hours from the receipt of the order email to make their purchase. If a person doesn't make an order at this time, the next person in the queue will get a chance to place an order. Valve says it is hoping to send emails for orders out in batches weekly. The order of the email will be sent out in the same order as the reservations, and Valve will only let you order the Steam Deck model that you originally reserved. The initial reservation deposit will also be applied to your final price on the Steam Deck at checkout. The Steam Deck was originally slated to start shipping at the end of 2021, but Valve announced that despite of its efforts, the global chip shortage hit them, as well as the window was delayed to Q1 2022. Of course, the chip shortage is still affecting everyone, and it seems like the Xbox and PlayStation situation with the consoles is not getting any better anytime soon so far. Speculating a whole nother year of this stuff going on. They're trying to make it as best as possible and making more Xbox stopped making the Series X, the original Xbox versions, to focus all their efforts on the Series S and X, so to try to minimize the shortage. But yeah, we're well in a year and a half into our console release. Well, not even a year and a half. It came out November 20th. Sorry, it came out 2020 November, right? Yeah, so we're definitely over a year, and we're still having issues with the
supply chain,
the stock.
all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for people that did pre-order the Steam Deck, such as I and Steven here, please keep a lookout for your emails. They said you have 3 days to 72 hours, or 72 hours, which is the same thing, to purchase the thing. So if you missed that, there's a good chance that you will not be able to purchase that for a while due to the chip shortage. So even if you put $5 down like me, make sure you have the money next month. I'm not in the first wave. I think I was in a second or to third. I forgot which wave I was in. But
if you go back to the Steam Deck page on this in Steam,
yeah,
it tells you like what you reserved and what wave you're going to be, or rather what quarter. So I went and checked actually recently, and I think I'm third quarter or something like that. So I'm not even going to be able to purchase it till like August or June, July, August or something like that. That's like third quarter of this year.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing to know. No, thanks for telling us that, because I didn't know that. So yeah, just keep an eye out on how fast these things sell, because they may move through these reservations pretty fast. So maybe sooner than later, based on how many people they go through and how many people can't even afford it at the time of the reservation. You know, so they may end up skipping a lot of people too if they don't have the money to pay for it all, if they didn't pay for it all yet. So we don't know how fast that's gonna move or how slow it's gonna be. So just keep an eye out for your emails, guys. It's highly important if you want to keep that Steam Deck reservation. I'm gonna make sure I have that money set to the side, of course, next month. So even though I know I'm probably not gonna see it, you know, my purchase date next month, but it's more than likely a little bit after that time. Hopefully sooner than later, because I am very excited for the Steam Deck, and for a guy that has a nice PC rig and both next gen systems and the Switch, I'm more excited because of the obviously just the portable, fast, powerful, small PC, you know, system that, you know, that can. I'm not saying it's gonna replace the Switch, because the Switch has special games on it already that's only on the Nintendo Switch, such as Pokemon and stuff, but just playing like Control and Witcher 3 at its better, you know, better performance than the Switch version on the go, I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah, and might replace my laptop.
No. Hey, you never know. It depends on what type of laptops you already have. So that's another thing too. The screen seems like a decent size. The storage that you can expand seems pretty cool. If you got the lowest paid version, I believe the lowest paid version doesn't come with an SSD memory, if I'm not mistaken. It's an SD. Like it's an SD. So the second and third version, which is the two, you know, most expensive ones, come with an SSD. I got the most expensive one. It's $650. I didn't pay that much, of course, yet, but I only put $5 down, so try to get my money up before then. Obviously, it's tax season for a lot of people, so if you want to spend some of your tax money on that, go right ahead, man. Other than that, that was both of the news today. So I want to go over some recaps of the games we've been playing and what games we recently beat. Before we talk about Rainbow Six, because I know both of us would probably rather talk about that right now. Let's jump into games we recently beat, or whatever games we're recently currently playing solo. I'll start you off first.
Well, I recently finished Outer Wilds, and I know last time we mentioned that we both hadn't really delved into that, but it's funny because after we talked about it, I was like, you know what? I gotta play this now. So like, I tried it out again, and like, it turns out like my original save got corrupted, which is like a good thing. It kind of just started me off like on a new tangent, you know. Mm-hmm. So, and I did things a little bit differently, because I know I had went somewhere, and then I decided to go somewhere different, and I think it kind of clicked more for me. So, it's a really good game. Like, very surprised, you know.
Is that on Game Pass?
I think so, actually. I think I did see it in the list.
Let me check really fast. Outer Wilds.
Yeah, it's
it's on there. It's on there. PC and Xbox.
Yeah, I put like 24 hours into it, and that was with the DLC. The DLC is like, they took that into like a little bit of a different direction. With the base game is like, I enjoy the base game a little bit more than the DLC. Okay. I know some other people might have other opinions on that, but I really enjoyed the space flight, mystery, exploration, investigation, like, aspect of all that. And Echoes of the Eye DLC was more of like a horror, like, I mean, it's not like Dead Space, you know, or anything like that crazy. But like there are elements of like, you know, thriller horror stuff in that DLC, and it's just I'm not much of a fan of that. So like it kind of took me a little bit to kind of get past that.
Yeah.
But you know, it was definitely a very unique experience playing the game.
Oh, that's good. It's good to hear. I didn't play as much. I played at the very beginning and I got off of it because I was sidetracked with something else. But one of these days, I think I'll tackle it. It was already unique for me to download it to begin with when I seen videos on it, and it seems like my type of indie game. Indie game, yeah, it is an indie game, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Even if it wasn't, it looks like one, but that's not a bad thing. Yeah, my little short experience with it. I think I got sidetracked with Outer Worlds at the time, which is
they came out at the same time.
Yeah, it was very close.
Names are similar, and you know,
yeah,
Outer Worlds got like a lot more press. It's
obviously
got overshadowed
AAA game over indie game. Yeah, that was very similar because it was sci-fi and open, but somewhat open for Outer Worlds. But yeah, so I'll definitely take a look at that one day. But one game I recently finished was Lost Judgment. For those of you know that doesn't know, I'm a big Yakuza fan. I played all of them. And Lost Judgment was the sequel to Judgment. The Lost, what was it called? Judgment Eyes. The spin-off series for Yakuza. It's also self-centered story. But I enjoyed that a lot. I don't think it's as good as the first one story-wise. Of course, gameplay was a lot better. Of course, graphics were after the PS5 port, for the first one, when they kind of slightly upgraded the stuff. It's pretty much similar. I don't think the sequel looks better than the PS5 port of the first one, but yeah, I played it on the PS5. It's on the Xbox as well. And PC, it's not coming on PC because of the main actor. I don't know, something with his attorneys didn't want him on anything that you could mod, which is on PC. But that's a whole other story. But I enjoyed the game a lot. It was definitely a breath of fresh air in the sense of at least the games I've been playing a lot, before then. And Yakuza is one of those games where I can't get sidetracked from it. Like I have to, once I start it, I have to finish it. And the game is a little older, but when I first started, I purposely didn't want to play more because I wanted to just focus on the game once I had the time, and which I did, and that's why I recently beat it. But yeah, I think anybody that never played a Yakuza game, or even if they did, don't be intimidated by all the titles. It is a self-contained story. Judgment 1 would definitely help with the backstory for certain characters in this game, but you don't have to. It does a really good job introducing the characters that was in the last game and kind of catching you up as to how they met and stuff a little bit, but not much. But it's not essential to the story, the main story at least. I think they're all still likable, even to fresh new players coming in. And the story is always really good. I always say this though, every Yakuza game had me get like a teary-eyed moment. This one didn't. And that's not saying the story wasn't as good. It just had a lot more exciting moments than sad moments in the other ones. So, yeah. I love the soundtrack as always. That was like A1. Side missions, I kind of powered through the main missions just to beat it because I know I had a lot of stuff going on and coming out at the same time. But I did some side missions. It was alright. Same thing as the other ones. But yeah, that was Lost Judgment. I enjoyed it a lot, and I recommend it to anybody that hasn't played any Yakuza games yet. I still think Yakuza Like a Dragon is the best game ever made out of the whole franchise, hands down. But it is an RPG, and it is the only one that is a turn-based RPG. But it's one of the best RPGs I've played as well. Battle mechanics wise. But the story is hands down the best. But Lost Judgment was definitely a nice side dish for me. Not my game of the year contender, but it's definitely a really nice side dish. And it doesn't take that long to beat as well, so if you power through the main missions. But enough about Lost Judgment. Let's move on to the game we've been playing a lot lately, and I haven't played a game on multiplayer consecutively in a while, especially with people obviously that I'm actually talking to, such as you and our special guest is coming on to play with us later after this podcast. So, Rainbow Six Extraction. I'm gonna start off by saying that this game I had no intentions on playing right away, but since it was on Game Pass, and this is one of the things that's the power of Game Pass that I love about Game Pass so much. And I'm not a fanboy, but I may sound like one when I talk about this stuff because this is the pro-consumer stuff that I'm talking about that I love so much, and I am a fanboy when it comes to pro-consumer moves. So Rainbow Six Extraction, the commercials, which was very short. I think it wasn't even a big marketing campaign before this, but it was posters all over the freaking GameStops, of course. Anybody can just label as a copy and paste game from Rainbow Six Siege. The Halloween, the special mode, they had a very smaller size packaged DLC that was free, and it was a time-based DLC for Rainbow Six Siege. So even after what I'm about to say about the game, I still don't recommend it for a $40 purchase at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go on sale like a lot of Ubisoft games very soon, so you can wait for a drop. Because it is a very niche genre, but this game falls in, at least. It's a hit and miss for people that based on what you're into. My personal experience has been nothing but a speed run in my head. To elaborate, I don't want to stop playing the game on a daily basis. Session wise, it may get a little intense and I may want to take a break, but powering through every day, just playing this and just playing with people you know, and I have to stress this: playing with people you know is very important for your enjoyment in this game, because random people, we have some experiences. Okay, it's in and out, but please, it's a 3-player co-op. If you know people that don't mind playing with you, it's on Game Pass, and plus it gives you a buddy pass for 14 days for whoever you give it to. Play with people you know. That's all I can say. But before I talk too much about it, Steve, what's your impressions on this game so far?
No, it's just kind of like how you were saying. It's fun with friends, and it is it is like a skeleton. Like the foundations are from Siege, so the gameplay is good. It's solid. It's snappy. It's polished. Basically because they took it from Siege.
Yeah.
Which is, you can either look at it it's a cop-out because, they made this whole game straight from, that mode that they did for Siege. Or, you can just kind of take it for what it is. And, if people never got into Siege because of the player versus player aspect, this is a PvE experience. So for me, it's alright, I never really got into Siege because I'm not a huge competitive multiplayer, gamer. But now I get to experience all of what Siege is in a PvE environment. So for me, it's been fun to experience all of that. It's new to me, But I would also say that it's not really worth $40. I wouldn't go out and buy it. but it is fun to play with the friends.
Exactly. Yeah, the game does things different from Siege, of course, due to the operators. Coming from a person that actually played Siege, not seasonally, not, wasn't a seasonal player. I played it very on and off. I had moments when I was actually on it a lot, then I'd come off of it for a couple months and go back on a little bit. Kind of like how I do with Destiny. More of a Destiny player than Siege, though, at least. Not ranking up to you, Your Highness, but when it comes to the Siege meta, I wasn't, very casual player when it comes to that, but I did play enough to get used to the operators that I liked playing with, and seeing them transition over into this game. Some things like Sledge, I guess in level 1, I can't speak for all operators once you level up, because they do change, increase either the accuracy or radius of their tech abilities, or kind of change it a little bit. But certain operators that I do know from Siege are kind of different in here, because it has to match around the PvE aspect of what the missions that you're doing. And I like the changes so far that I recognize from Rainbow Six Siege. The main draw that I can actually say I love this draw. I don't love the game, but I love this draw that it has, this aspect in the game. One of the mechanics is the risk reward for losing an operative. Once you drop either twice, I think once you get 2 downs, or you just completely you bleed out already, and once you're KO'd, it's like what do you call it? It's like a self-defense, I guess, mechanism, where something comes out of your risk and it explodes a bunch of yellow goo around you to protect yourself from the aliens that's going to capture you. And you have up to the next mission or 2. I don't know how the time limit is yet, but you would want to go to the next mission, going back to where you came from with another operative, which forces you to experiment a little bit when it comes to the operators that you didn't choose yet, to go back and rescue your operator, whether that was you just having a KO, or you and your buddies all had a KO, and you all got to choose the different operator to come back into the mission and rescue your operator. Now, if you fail that mission rescuing them, it takes away 30% of your progress, your XP, off of your main progression milestone, which helps you unlock levels and other gadgets, and your operator itself, which is, I think, is very, for some people, they look at that as like soft, like that's easy, it's not really much of a risk if I'm doing that, But some people like me, I'm like, for people that, have other responsibilities and they just want to get some time in on this game for, an hour or 2 a night or whatever with my buddies, I feel it. I'm playing in a serious way where I do not want to get captured and risk the chances of not rescuing my operator. So for me, I know I'm rambling, I digress when it comes to the details. Play it yourself. It's free on Game Pass if you already have Game Pass. Try it out. It's on PC as well. And of course, you have to tie it to your Uplay account if you're on PC. Try it out, and if you don't like it, then freaking delete it, It's not something that, like I said, the power of Game Pass, you don't have to purchase it to try it out. And I think the actual Uplay has a Trail client you can download as well for a couple hours. It's not even you don't have to purchase anything. You don't have to have Game Pass on it either. So that's nice of them enough to give out a Trail for you to download as well. But other than that, man, I'm still going through the game. We're still going through the game together. And we tried San Francisco, the second level, once, and we had to go get our operators and go back to New York in the first level, because it was just way too hard once they upped it up, the level a little bit, the difficulty, from whatever it was to cautious, which is cautious. You would think that it's easy, but it depends on the level operators you're using. It's crazy. And it was a big change too in the scenery. Speaking about scenery, the graphics, man. I've currently played a lot of it on the Xbox Series X and some of it on PC. I actually fixed my PC issue, so I am going to play it on PC today while streaming. Which I'm excited for that. But graphics, it's a slight difference from Siege. It's not a huge difference. But I still like it due to the artistic design they use for the environments because of the aliens. You know, I forgot what you call it. Not proteins. Archeans. Yeah, they call them Archeans. The amount of variety that the enemies that are in this game. We have yet to see a big variety like that because we've been playing New York a lot over and over, just ranking up our milestones and stuff. But once we went to San Francisco, which is the second level, we started seeing a little different, newer enemies here and there. But yeah, I can't say enough about this game. It's definitely a good, it gives off a good first impression for me. But like I said, it's to each his own when it comes to the risk reward type of serious stealth gameplay that you like, you know.
Yeah, there's definitely ways it can improve the experience too. I mean, right now it's like trios, but they could do like duos or quads, or increase like the team size and all that.
Yeah,
and there are ways to improve and make the game a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so. I think they could really improve the PC version, guys. The PC version. I want them to see this there. Hold on. Let me get my moment. No, I'm playing. No, the PC version was a trip at first, though. But, yeah, I found out some couple things. Because while my DLSS option was off, I had to turn TXAA down all the way off, which is weird. I then reinstalled the freaking game and looked up YouTube videos to make special commands to get my DLSS enabled. And the whole time, I just had to turn TXAA off. Anti-aliasing. So stupid. And the mouse crashing in the game where I couldn't even navigate the menu, which was weird. But it just came out, so what do we expect,
Perfection.
Yeah, right. And probably in another time zone, another alternate reality. But yeah, try it out, guys. I think everybody should at least give it a try. I'm not telling you to purchase it. I don't recommend it to purchase because this is, if you want to look at it that way, it is a cash grab. It is a cash grab from Ubisoft because they could have implemented this in Rainbow Six Siege as a whole new mode instead of just a little part of a little DLC. But yeah, last thing I want to talk about is, I guess, something I didn't plan to talk about, but the Hitman trilogy on Game Pass. I think people should try that out as well. It is another niche genre as far as the stealth, at least. Not the stealth genre itself, but the type of stealth in this game is a little niche. But I think you should try it out. You might like it. It comes with all 3 games, and the first 2 games of the Hitman trilogy franchise, the latest Hitman trilogy, are powered by the latest updated Glacier engine from Hitman 3. So the way how 1 and 2 looks now is not the same way how it looked when it came out. It looks better. Not crazy, but it's still a difference if you want to go look up comparison videos. And it's very smooth on the Series X that I played on, since it's on Game Pass. Even though I already owned it on the PC version. But PC version, I'm going to say, is still obviously top graphics when it comes to certain graphical options they have in there that could outshine the Xbox, but it really does look good on the Xbox though. But and I think that's actually worth the money if you don't even have a Game Pass and don't have a Xbox. If you have a PS5 or PC, I think it's still worth the money. But actually, if you have a PC, just get Game Pass, man. Game Pass has a lot of shit right now, so you might as well just try it out that way. You don't have to spend your money on all 3 right away. But
yeah, it's I had never played a Hitman game, so I've always wanted to. I'm kind of going through it right now. It is definitely like a niche game as far as people who like to focus on like a singular objective and have multitude of ways to complete it, and it's all like replayable. And as you beat each mission, you unlock like more things that you can do if you replay that mission. So I'm not like huge into like replaying things that I've done, like kind of right away. So like I'm still like I had planned on going through all the missions, and then maybe going back to some of the ones that I really liked,
Yeah.
seeing if I could do those differently. But it's a nice little kind of break, though, I would say, from the usual stuff that I play. So get a little, spice in there, right?
Yeah.
So
it's a nice change of pace, definitely, if you never played the games
Yeah.
before. But speaking of pace, it definitely requires a lot of patience. I don't recommend anybody that thinks they could just run and gun things in this game, like Metal Gear Solid lets you, at least Metal Gear Solid 5, to recommend to play this game, because it's not one of those games you just run and gun. It makes it 100 times harder, almost impossible, if you just try to gun people down. It is not the type of game. And being that they're making the next 007 game, Adios Montreal. No, Adios Montreal is Deus Ex. And Guardians of the Galaxy. IO Interactive, the people that made this game. They're making the next 007 game, and I really can't wait to see that, because I'm a huge 007 game fan and a movie. So I think they're the perfect developers actually to work on a game like that, including Mission Impossible if they ever want to tackle that as well. I used to play the 64 version back in the day. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I think last but not least, what is your most excited game that's coming out this year to play?
I think it's gonna have to be God of War. It's I almost the other day I was watching someone play the PC port for God of War, and like it almost made me want to just get like the PC port and play, but like I'm trying to hold off because like I want to replay God of War 2018 for third or fourth time, and then play like Ragnarok, like just going right into it. So yeah, I don't think they announced a release date, so I have no idea when it's coming out this year.
I think it's coming out first or second quarter this year, to be honest. Actually, it's like second quarter. I think spring, from what I remember, but I have to double check that. But you say God of War, I say Horizon. And the same thing you said about you feel like you want to replay the previous version of that game before you play the newest version. I want to do the same thing with Horizon right now. But that's Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West is my most anticipated game this year. I am fully prepared to play that game, body and soul. And if they want an offering, let me know. I can get it early. Offer up an organ if I have to. This game is beyond what I expected when I seen the first trailer. The more trailers that keep coming out with this damn game, the more I'm like, okay, you guys just you coming out 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, like let me just play this shit now. Like, don't, you're doing too much. And the more and more they're showing, it's not even like they're showing it's not like it's showing the same thing. I'm just seeing different things in different parts of the story, and it's like, fuck, this game is gonna be fucking great, man. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it in action. That and runner-up is Elden Ring. An article came out recently, I think yesterday or today, or this morning. I think it was yesterday, of the creative director of the game stating that the game isn't easy, of course, because people think it's still going to be easier for some reason, but people will be able to beat it. A lot more people will be able to beat this game than their previous games. So it's a mixed message. I'm not going to even try to decrypt that, but I think because it's the first open world game they made, and there's more choices to move about how you want to move about. You can possibly go on an easier path than the next person that may go on a harder path based on their experience, because it's so open. I don't think the game difficulty when it comes to the enemies are going to be easier than any game they made, but if there's co-op in this game, which I'm assuming there is, and it's an open world, I'm assuming people are going to find out a lot of different hidden pathways and ways to buff their character up a lot faster than the average gamer that's playing solo. So I'm pretty sure it might, I think what he's saying is true. A lot more people are probably going to beat this game, but I think that's because the attraction is drawing to the open world aspect as their first open world game, you know, from software, you know, from this whole friend, all of the Dark Souls games they made. This would be their first open world game, so that's a huge attraction in itself. But yeah, that'll be my second runner-up. But you know, it's gonna be a lot of games coming out this season alone. Literally, like the next couple weeks, such as Sifu, Dying Light. February is gonna be a huge freaking month, man.
For sure.
So I'm not even. I mean, I want to replay Horizon Zero Dawn before the new one come out, but I know that's not gonna happen because I do want to play Dying Light to a certain extent, and Sifu, and a couple other games I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But yeah, we'll see. But you know what, guys, we're going to cut the stream off soon. I want to readjust the details on the stream because I am, like I said before early in the show, we are going to stream Rainbow Six Extraction in a couple of minutes. But I will be on standby. Well, we will be on standby until we get that set up because we do have to set up the squad and do a couple of kinks and stuff. So anyways, I appreciate people who joined in on the stream, and I appreciate the people who would like to follow and support by following. Obviously, that's all you would need to do. I'm not asking for more. And I will be posting this on YouTube sometime this weekend, which is either today or tomorrow, on my Area Force channel. But thanks for joining, and I will see you soon as we come back to playing Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, Extraction. Gosh, I digress. Take care, guys. See you next time.